Hello students, today we will start a new chapter, that is trial balance. Now from ledger chapter you have a little bit rough idea how to prepare trial balance. Now in this chapter we will see in detail the meaning of trial balance, then objectives of trial balance, and finally how to prepare trial balance. Now these two topic, that is steps to locate the errors and types of errors, are being reduced from your syllabus. Now let us see what is trial balance, what is its meaning. Now there is a definition given by J.R. Bartley. He says that trial balance, it is nothing but a statement prepared with the debit and credit balances. You can see in the format of trial balance you will find debit and credit columns of ledger accounts. We used to take debit and credit balances from ledger accounts to test the arithmetical accuracy of the books. Means if total of both the debit and credit columns of a trial balance are equal, that means your books are arithmetically accurate. Now let us see what is meaning of trial balance. Now all the businessmen, after completion of postings from journal or subsidiary books to the ledger, they want to check the accuracy or the correctness of their posting. Now for this purpose, a statement is prepared wherein balances of all the accounts in the ledger are incorporated. So that statement is known as trial balance. Accounts showing debit balances are put on the debit side of the trial balance, whereas accounts showing credit balances are put on the credit column of trial balance. Now if the total of the debit side of the trial balance is equal to that of its credit side, it is presumed that posting to the ledger is accurate. Now the reason for agreement of a trial balance is that under double entry system, each transaction is recorded 2 times, because when you see in a journal, at least a transaction will affect 2 accounts at the minimum. Okay, it will not affect only 1 account but 2 accounts, and that is why one account will be on the debit side and another account will be on the credit side. So that is why the debit and credit columns of trial balances is always equal. Thus the total of all the entries on the debit side of all the accounts must be equal to the total of all the entries of the credit on the credit side of the accounts. If the totals of both the sides of a trial balance are equal, it is proof that the books are at least arithmetically correct. Okay, now there is some definition given for trial balance. Now let us see. According to Carter, trial balance is the list of debit and credit balances. Now when we make a trial balance, you will see it is nothing but a list of all the debit and credit balances of all the accounts, and which is taken out from the ledger. It also includes the balances of cash and bank taken from the cash book, because in ledger we don't prepare cash and bank account, but we take the cash and bank columns, the bank's column, debit or credit balances from the cash book itself. Now I think for giving definition, this Carter's definition is pretty easy and simple to understand. Now let us see what are the features or characteristics of a trial balance. It is nothing but a list of balances of all ledger accounts and the cash book. Now it is just a statement and it is not treated as an account. Means when we see in cash book, then special purpose subsidiary books, they all are accounts. Okay, they are treated as account, but this trial balance is not an account, it is just a statement. It is neither a part of double entry system nor does it appear in the actual books of the accounts. It is just a working paper. Then it can be prepared at any time during the accounting period, say at the end of every month, every quarter, every half year or every year. Usually it is prepared at the end of the accounting year before preparing the final accounts. It is always prepared on a particular date. That is why at the heading of a trial balance we write trial balance as on date this. Okay, because we prepare it on a particular date and we don't prepare it for a particular period. The next is, it is prepared to check the arithmetical accuracy. Then if the books are arithmetically accurate, the total of all the debit balances will be equal to the total of credit balances. Then a tallied means a tallied trial balance is not a conclusive proof of the accuracy. Means even if you get debit and credit side equal in a trial balance, it doesn't mean that it is 100% sure that your books are accurate. Okay, there might be some error even though we get debit and credit side equal. Now what are the objectives or needs of preparing trial balance? Now, to ascertain the arithmetical accuracy is the first and most important objective of preparing trial balance. Then it helps us in locating errors, because if we don't get equal on both the sides, then we definitely know that there is some mistake. To obtain a summary of the ledger accounts means from trial balance we will see how many ledger accounts we have prepared and what are those ledger accounts. Then trial balance helps in preparing final accounts. Now you can read in detail all these objectives. Okay, now let us see how to prepare a trial balance. A trial balance may be prepared at any time, like at the end of the year, end of the month, end of the quarter, half yearly or yearly. Okay, it is prepared at the end of the accounting period so as to verify the arithmetical accuracy, because you can see whenever we need to prepare trial balance we have to prepare all the ledger account. So usually it is prepared at the end of the accounting period, so that you don't have to prepare ledger accounts over and over again every month if you want to prepare trial balance every month. Then in order to prepare a trial balance, all the accounts showing debit balances in the ledger are put on the debit side. This all things okay. Now let us see one illustration. Now here we have cash book. This question says that given below is a cash book and ledger extracts from the books of Shekhar Brothers as on 30th April 2020. Means in the question they have given us cash book and some ledger accounts as on date 30 April 2020. Now they are asking us to prepare trial balance. Now this is the cash book and there are some ledger accounts given. Okay, now you can see in the question all the accounts are tallied, means all the balanced. Okay, now let us see the solution. Now first, since in the question we have cash book first and this is double column cash book, that means from cash book we will get cash at hand and cash at bank amount. Okay, so the heading of trial balance will be trial balance of Shekhar Brothers as at 30th April, because we prepare trial balance on a particular date. So first we will write cash account, since in the cash book we can see it is showing debit balance for both cash and bank, so we will write cash and bank account, and in the debit side we will write 55,500 and 3,80,000 is given in the question. Then next we have capital account which is showing credit balance of 2 lakh. So next we will write capital account, credit side 2 lakh. Then we have purchases account, since we don't have any amount on the credit side, so what we will do is that we will simply just add these two amount, that is 4,90,000, and we will write on the debit side because we know that it will give a debit balance. So purchases account debit 4,90,000. Then next we have sales account. Again sales account is also not balanced, so we know that two figures are appearing on the credit side, so it will show a credit balance. So 24,000 plus 8,30,000 is nothing but 8,54,000. We will write on the credit side. Then next we have Dinesh's account and it is showing credit balance of 58,000, so we will write the Dinesh 80,000 on the this 58,000 on the credit side. Then we have Gopal's account which is showing debit balance of 80,000, so we will write 80,000 as Gopal's account. Then next we have Nitin showing debit balance of 50,000, so Nitin debit balance of 50,000, sorry. Then next account we have furniture account showing debit balance 25,000, so we will write 25,000. Then next we have rent account, and this rent account again we don't have any amount on the credit side, that means it is showing debit balance of 4,000, so we will write rent account 4,000. Then next we have drawings account showing debit balance of 15,000, so we will write drawings account debit balance 15,000. And then we have salaries account showing debit balance of 14,500, so 14,500. And at last we have purchases written account showing debit balance credit balance of 2,000, so we will write purchases written account credit 2,000. Now since we don't have any more ledger account, so what we will do is that we will find the total of both debit and credit column, and we can see both the sides are same. So this is how you prepare a trial balance from the question. But this question is very easy, they are not going to ask you this question in examination, so it is just for your for your understanding. Okay, now let us see some important points while that we have to understand while preparing a trial balance. Now these points are very important, you have to by heart it, you have to understand these points. Okay, now let us see what are these points. As all assets have debit balances, their balances should be shown on the debit side of the trial balance. Now in this one you have to remember only two things. Okay, assets will have debit balances, so in trial balance you will write on the debit side. Okay, point number one's meaning is that all the assets will have debit balances and will be recorded on the debit side of trial balance. The next, liabilities. We know that assets and liabilities are opposite, so that means if assets is showing debit balances, then liabilities will show credit balance and will be recorded on the credit side of the trial balance. Okay, now for this you have to understand which account will be asset, which account will be liabilities. Okay, if you are confused with this, then it's not going to help you in preparing trial balance. So you have to be clear which account will be treated as assets account and which account will be treated as liabilities account. The next point is regarding capital account. Capital account is kind of like liability for a business. Okay, they have to repay back the capital amount, so it will always show a credit balance, and that is why it will be recorded on the credit side. Then next is the drawings account. It will show a debit balance, okay, and will be recorded on the debit side. Then next we have purchases account, sales account, purchase returns account, and sales return account, like four of the subsidiary books. So purchase account and sales return account, okay, they will show debit balance all the time. Then sales account and purchase return account will show credit balance. So purchase account and sales return account will be recorded in the debit side of trial balance, while sales account and purchase return account will be recorded on the credit side. Now this you have to by heart. Okay, assets debit side, liabilities credit side, capital account credit side, drawings account debit side, purchase account purchase returns account sales return account debit side, sales account purchase return account credit side. Then next is all expenses and losses, they will always show debit balance, so we will record it in the debit side. Then incomes and profits are opposite of expenses, so it will be recorded on the credit side. Okay, now these are the rules that you have to keep in mind while preparing trial balance, because in most of the questions they will give you a list of all these accounts. So this is only list of accounts. Okay, don't think that this is debit side and this is credit side. It is not like that. These are list with the amount given in the question, and according to this list you have to identify opening stock is what kind of account, whether it is assets, liabilities, and according to that you have to write down in trial balance. Okay, now this is the format of trial balance. Now the question is asking, prepare a trial balance from the following balances of SH Keshav Chand Gopal Chand as at 31st March 2018. Now you just have to copy these things in at the top of your trial balance. You have to write trial balance as at 31st March 2018. Then now next, let us come to the first item of our list. This is opening stock showing balance of 20,000. Now we don't know what balance it is showing, debit or credit. So in order to find that out, we have to first understand what is opening stock. Opening stock is nothing but it is kind of stock of goods that is in our business at the starting of the financial year. Okay, so it will be treated as asset. Okay, so we know that assets will always show debit balance, so this 20,000 will come in the debit side of our trial balance. Now next, let us see purchases account. See, in here we saw that purchases account will always show a debit balance. So let us try to first understand which account will show debit balance and credit balance. Okay, so this is debit balance. Purchases return is opposite of purchases account, so it will show credit balance. I'm just writing, I will underline those accounts which will show debit balance, and I will write C for those which will show credit balance. Okay, since sales and purchase return is kind of same, so this one will also show credit balance. Then sales return is opposite of sales, so it will show debit balance. Then rent is our expenses, so rent account will be debit. Salaries is also expense, so debit. Advertisement is also expenses, so it will be debit. Then commission received, it is income. If expenses are debit balance, then income will be credit balance. Okay, then discount credit. Now this discount credit is nothing but, wait, either you can remember, you can try to understand what is meant by discount credit, or you can just simply see it is showing CR, credit means it will automatically go to the credit side. Okay, then furniture is our asset, that means it will be debited. Machinery is also our asset, so it will be debited. Then debtors are also our assets, debit. Creditors, they are our liabilities, so it will be credited. Bill receivable is our asset, so debit balance. Bills payable is opposite of bills receivable, so credit. Then cash in hand is our asset, so debit. Bank overdraft is our liability, so credit. Interest on overdraft is also our expense, so credit. Expenses, sorry, interest on overdraft is our expenses and losses, so it will show, wait, oh sorry, I hope you all till now you know which one was debit and credit. Okay, now we're talking about interest on overdraft, means we have to pay interest on our overdraft, so interest on overdraft is our expense. So, and according to that rule, what we are supposed to do is that we are supposed to debit it. Then capital always shows credit balance. Then drawings, as you can see in here, drawing shows debit balance. Then input CGST, input SGST, output CGST, and output SGST. Now input CGST is nothing but GST that we pay while purchasing goods, so it is our expenses. Okay, and expenses are always debited, so input CGST and input SGST will be debit, and these two will be credit. Now see the trial balance, it will be like this, and after that what you're supposed to do is that you have to find out the total. Now both the sides we have 2,58,400 and 2,58,400, so that is why you have to by heart these points. Okay, these 7 points, these are very important. If you get any if you find out any shortcut and any trick like we used to find out in purchases account, sales account, and all these things, then it is very good. Otherwise you just have to by heart it. Okay, now input CGST means central GST paid on the purchase, that we all know, so this is the thing. Okay, now this is how we are supposed to prepare trial balance. I hope you understood it, and if you understand the points carefully, and if you can by heart these things, then it is very easy to prepare trial balance. Okay, now for the time being, for this session we will wind up here. Thank you.